welcome you all to this invite. Of course, there were many sessions, and the goal was to carry the message to tomorrow. We have our youth here with their extensive programs. We are going to share a video of them, and in our program we also have Meryem Hoca, who led the Futurist program, and we have 9 teams with their presentations. We are going to listen to them. The judges will evaluate them, and we will talk about the winner. The first, I want to show you a video clip, Futurist video clip of footage of Futurist. Please, let's have a round of applause for our young friends.
Her bir yarışmacımıza, her bir jürimize,
I want to thank every mentor, every competitor, every judge. Of course, we watched a couple of seconds of the video, but there was a marathon and a lot of effort behind this. Futurist Knowledge Marathon or Futurist Ideaton. I want to thank Meryem Hoca, and I want to invite her to talk about this process. She has been leading this event. Hello everyone, I want to welcome you all. Where did the Futurist Ideaton idea emerge from? We are going to give a short brief. While planning Istanbul Forum, we wanted to include the teenagers with their energy. We created a different team for Futurist after the long discussions. We wanted to turn it into an interactive activity instead of a panel or a lecture. We created the Ideaton activity. This had a months of labor behind it. You will see our team members, our friends who planned the whole process. Why did we decide on it? Because we bring people with similar ideas together. Second, we also want to encourage youngsters to think about certain things in relating to society, and we chose Ideaton because of that, and we also wanted to show how to turn an idea into a project to the teenagers. This was such a step. We have these friends who organized Futurist Ideaton. All of them contributed a lot. First stage was the application process. They were supposed to find a problem in the Islamic world, and they needed to suggest a solution with a summary of their idea in 300 words. And then from 10 in the morning until 6 at night, with mentors, our friends worked. They wanted to turn their idea into a concrete, a practical thing, and they wanted to see where it would apply in society. And they presented their documents yesterday. Now they are going to present their ideas, and mentors had a huge role here. They are all experts in their fields with their own studies. You see very many professors from different areas, different fields, and they worked together. They collaborated with teenagers. So the mentors try to make the teenagers see the faults and the positives, and all features, all dimensions of their idea. And we have our judging panel. They analyze the documents of our friends, and now we are going to. We also don't know who are the winners, who are the runner-ups either. They are going to present their studies too. We had some people who just started high school, and some people who had PhD students as well as master students or college students. We had people of many ages, many members of youth from different levels. And we put that into consideration while judging. I don't want to take up too much of your time. All of these are just a spark, an idea. They are a spark that is going to start a fire, a bigger fire. It's going to ignite everything. Of course, you cannot have a spring with one flower, but every spring starts with a flower. So hopefully these ideas will help us flourish, and they will be little blossoms that are going to take us to the future. I want to thank Cihan Numa for allowing this content, for them facilitating this activity. Thank you. I want to thank Meryem Hoca for her efforts. Hopefully we will see the fruits of their labors. I want to talk about the judging system. The judges looked at the project documents, and they had a blind judging system. They didn't see how they graded the projects. With the presentation, they are going to make the give their last decisions. We have Abdulhad Özdemir from Switzerland. We have Ibn Haldun University faculty members, Cambridge University members, Kızılay Academy, Ibn Haldun University. We have a lot of scholars, faculty members. And we will learn about the winner and the runner-ups. Let's go. Without further ado, let's move on to our presentations. And these are going to be broadcasted on YouTube too. Now with the Baraka or shelter projects, our young friends are going to present their projects. They're going to introduce themselves, and the representative friend is going to present their project. Of course, let's keep the energy high.
İsmim Abdullah Arif, Yıldız
My
Teknik
name is
Üniversitesi Bilgisayar
Abdullah
Mühendisliği
Arif.
hazırlık
I
sınıfında
study
öğrencisiyim.
computer
Hülya
engineering.
Artuklu, Yıldız Teknik Üniversitesi'nde
I,
Yapay Zeka ve Veri Mühendisliği bölümünde hazırlık
I
öğrencisiyim.
also study
İstanbul
AI
Teknik
and Data
Otomotiv
Management.
Mühendisliği
I study.
hazırlık sınıfı
My
öğrencisiyim.
name is Abdullah. I study
İsmim Mustafa Erdoğan,
machine
Yıldız Teknik
engineering.
Üniversitesi'nde
My
İstatistik
name
Biliminden
is
hazırlık
Mustafa and
öğrencisiyim.
I
Peki, hoş
also
geldiniz
study
diyoruz
machine
size. Kıymetli
engineering.
arkadaşlarımızın yerini alıyoruz. Baraka
Thank you.
projesini
Now we
alkışlarınızla
see
dinliyoruz. Çok
the
kısa süreleri
shelter
var.
or
Lütfen dikkat
Baraka
edelim.
project.
Selamünaleyküm. Biz
Selamun alaikum. As AGS team, we created a
projemiz
project called Baraka
sistemin entegre bir
shelter
yazılımı
in
kullanarak
Turkish, and
dijital
we
ortamda
try
çocukların
to
güvenliğini sağlamayı
ensure the
hedefleyen
security of children in the
yapay
digital
zeka
world with the
desteğiyle
AI's
yapay
support.
zeka desteğini kullanan bir program.
This is such a program.
E,
And the goal here was to have a more secure, a more safe digital
kirlenmemiş
arena, digital field, to
sorumluluklarından
make sure that the newer
bir
generation is
gelişmesini
aware of
sağlamak.
its responsibilities to create such an ummah,
Güvenli,
and we
emniyetli,
need
eğitim
safe,
odaklı
secure,
ve
focused on
çocukların
education. We need such
kişisel
a
becerilerini
digital
katkılayabilecek
platform for
bir programı
children
amaçlıyor.
to ensure they meet
Peki
their
bu neden önemli?
capabilities, personal
Dijital ortamda çocuklar
capabilities.
için
Why is it
tehlike
important? Because
taşıyor.
digital
Bu tehlikeler
platforms
kişiler
possess many
vasıtasıyla,
dangers through people,
dijital platformlar vasıtasıyla ailemizin
and
envanter
these
alanlarına
can
kadar giriyor
infiltrate the
ve aileden
private
sorumlular çalınarak
parts of
taciz
our
ediliyor.
privacy of our family,
Kişiler
and
bilinçli
families
olarak
don't know what to do about
sorumluluğu
this, and
üstlenmiyor.
as the AGS team we took up that responsibility.
Güvenli,
We try to create a better and more
çocuklar
secure
için zararlı içeriklerden
world
uzaklaştırılması,
for children
güvenli, yalnızca
with a digital
güvenli
platform that is
eğitim
only
odaklı
safe
bir
and
program
focused
sağlıyor.
on education.
Ayrıca
This program
ebeveynler
works
için
that way, and for parents
rehberlik
there are
vasıtasıyla onların
guidance
dijital platformla
to
dijital
teach them
güvenlik haklarını
about digital
aşılandırıyoruz.
platforms and
Bu
digital
vasıtayla
security,
bilinçli bir gelecek
and we try to
olacağına
create
inanıyoruz. Katkı
an
sağlayacağına
aware,
inanıyoruz.
a conscious future, and the target
Etkinlikler
audience here
başta
is
çocuklar olmak üzere
children
yaşlarına ayrılıyor.
with different age group,
Farklı
0 to
çocuklar
6,
yani
7
okul
to
öncesinde
12,
daha hassas olanlar.
and
Bu
13
nedenle
to
çocukların
18. We have kids
bilinçli
before
içerikler
school
olarak
who
filtrelenmiş
haven't gone to school
içeriklere
yet. They need to
ulaşmasını sağlıyoruz.
access filtered
Ondan sonra 7-12 yaş arası
contents
ilkokul, okul
considering
çağlarında
their cultural and religious
bu çocuklar
needs.
öğretmeni
And
antrenmanları
we also have
başlıyor.
kids who have started
Ondan
school
dolayı o
and they are
çocukların
more
istediği
curious. We
kitaplarını
need to
seçebileceği
have a more diverse program for them to see what they are interested in. This program is monthly and weekly, and it's going to have reports given to the parents weekly and monthly, and it's also going to teach children what they are interested in. And we also have adolescent 13 to 18 years old. With the increase of social media usage, children encounter bullying on digital platforms, and for that we need a system that is going to show what the dangerous or places are, or if there is such a message that includes bullying, AI is going to notify the parents, give a notification, and they are going to be aware of what their kids have to deal with. So we have this program targeting parents who are away, who don't know much about technology, or with a simple platform design, with its simple interface. It also has an information library that teaches people how to manage internet. So we have our shareholders, our stakeholders, Turkish Republic Family and Social Services Ministry, Ministry of Family and Social Services, and also because it's a digital software, we also need
eğitimi de kullanan TÜBİTAK
TÜBİTAK as a partner.
kurumundan da destek alıyoruz.
We also get their support for software and
Eğitim içeriği ve yaygınlaştırma açısından
AI, and with education content and dissemination support, we get the support of Ministry of National Education. And our program was tested and developed with specialists in January and March, January to March, and then with TÜBİTAK's support, we are going to try to figure out how do we transfer it into a digital arena. And in May, we are going to develop the program, and in between October to December, we are going to have a pilot test, and in January 26, it's going to be launched to the public. And from February, with the support of Ministry of National Education, we are going to disseminate it. Thank you for listening to our project.
Çok teşekkür ediyoruz. Emeklerine
Thank you for your efforts.
Şimdi sıradaki
Now we move on to the next group, next team, if they are prepared. Nizamul Fazla team is going to present their project. Let's give them a round of applause. Very quick introductions, very quick presentations, and very quick evaluations, and then we are going to conclude this nice evening. My name is Muhammed Güler. My name is Zahid Sahar Atar. I am a college student. I study economics in Istanbul University. My name is. Thank you. And we are going to start with the presentations. Welcome all. We had an initiative in 2022 with 15. We went to many competitions and we were in the final. We were among finalists in 15 different competitions. But after moving on to the workplace, we didn't have a lot of time and we needed money. And in that time frame, we had a status of trying to find money. We tried to look at different projects, different programs, and we couldn't find money. There was only one option: to get loans from banks. Because of the interest sensitivity, we didn't borrow loans and we just suspended the project. So when you have an initiative, you cannot just go back. It was hard for us to take a short break. We had friends who focused on Islamic finance and we discussed how do we do this. We looked at Mudarabe, Mushareke, and looked at different systems and tried to figure out what could we do. And we looked at the market. There is a business-to-business system. And how does this work? You bring the investors and the people who take initiatives together. The entrepreneurs and the investors come together with business to business. And what's the current situation? We need to focus on SMEs because it's hard for them to make money and there's less financial support for them. 40% of the SMEs have difficulty to access the funds, and there are also high interest rates with bank loans, and the investor doesn't know where their money goes with the banks. And what did we do? We solved. It's like the Sahibinden website. You have a platform with the investor and the entrepreneur can be a SME. They make a profile with their taxation systems, registration, and all that stuff. And they also they make an announcement. And then they meet with the investors, they have meetings, and then finally they receive a fiqhi consultancy from us, a theological consultancy. Why do we need P2P finance partnership? Because we have the investor and the entrepreneur. The goal here is to reduce the dependency on the banking system. So they don't actually need us. They can not ask for consultancy from us. And we also have a building of trust. In the traditional systems, you need references or someone that you know, some network to find funds. But when you talk about commerce, someone that you know, the relation you have with people you know can be put at test. So we have our website, which is transparent with its profit and all the taxations and registrations, accreditations. So in a normal process, you either have to take a loan from banks or you need to take investment from capital partners. You don't have many other choices, but now because people can be entrepreneur as individuals, the money in the market increases and the investment pool also grows. It also allows employment and there is a cumulative growth. The numbers I'm going to mention them here. Here are some figures. SMEs are the 19% of the businesses in Turkey, and also 70% of employment, and the revenue of businesses in Turkey is more than 60%. So we have such a huge amount of money with the SMEs capital. And what's the difference between us and our competitors? This is very similar to crowdfunding or mass funding, but we don't have such a system in Turkey. The systems that we have are global, and it doesn't make sense a lot for us because it also includes interest, and you also have a digital trace because of the blockchains. These are my teammates, Zahid, Samim, me, and Ibrahim Erdem. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your nice presentation. Now the next team is going to make their presentation.
Evet, kıymetli misafirler.
Distinguished guests.
Sunumumuz da ekrana geldi.
Now we have our second presentation. Team Erkan is going to present their project idea. Let's know about them. Let's get to know about them. I am from Macedonia. I also study Islamic finance and Islamic economics. I am from Uzbekistan. I also study Islamic economics and finance. I'm also from the same university, but let's have you on your seats. Time is very significant with your presentations. We are at the third presentations. We have 6 presentations left. We ask for your patience. Now I'm going to present my project, which is related to public infrastructure and the need for it. We try to use Islamic crowdfunding to fund public infrastructure projects.
toplumun teşekkür ederim. Toplumun refahını ve sosyal eşitliği
Projects are needed to support the economic development of our countries and to ensure vital growth. And we also agree on that. While realizing the public infrastructure projects, we have the funding problem all the time because they require big scales of investments, and we depend on foreign investors or debts or loans, but this causes some problems too. What are these problems? First one is that in terms of Islamic law, this is not allowed in Baqarah or in many other surahs. Interest is banned, and also it also crushes the interest burden, and this does not allow enough resources to support growth and investments. And because of that, growth and investment doesn't happen, and social injustice takes place. And also, countries with low credit scores are unable to borrow money and attract investment. And to get rid of these problems, we need Islamic crowdfunding platforms, and equity-based crowdfunding method was our suggestion used for the projects. And this platform would be built by the states, and we would have equity-based crowdfunding. I'm going to talk about the different phases, and we will need to determine the project according to the needs of the public, and then we are going to make the feasibility of the projects, look at economical, financial, and legal sustainability of the project, and then we are going to gather collect demand from the public, and then the project is going to be offered for investment, and we are going to collect the funds. After the project is realized, the revenue is going to be shared between the investors as well as the state. So, mudarebe is the name of it in Islamic finance. You share the effort and you share the revenue. There are many outputs of the projects. First, you don't need the investments that will provide growth and development instead of interest payments, and also money that is an investment tool instead of money kept under the pillow will stimulate the economy, and also is going to ensure that the society, the communities, take the ownership of projects and engage in solidarity. It will ensure national welfare and social equality, and the income earned will stay within the Islamic societies instead of foreign investors. Finally, we used blockchain integrated in this to ensure transparency and trust, and blockchain records all transactions in an immutable manner, and collection, distribution, and expenditure of funds can be monitored transparently, and this will ensure the trust of the public. And blockchain-based platforms reduce transaction costs, and smart contracts ensure that funds are released only when certain targets are met, which keeps the risk of fraud to minimum. Thank you for listening. Thank you for your efforts. Now we have the next team, Bronets project. This is the second project that we have. Please introduce yourselves and make the presentation. My name is İlyas Kolçiğit. I study architecture. My name is Muhammed Enes Günaydın. In Yıldız Teknik University, I study computer engineering. My name is Necmettin. I also study computer engineering. Now, we listen to their presentation. As a team, we have taken part in many NGOs, and one of them was Türkiye Gezi, which we led. We had many students from high schools of Turkey, and we visited more than 60 years. The goal was not just to go visit a place, but to know about different cultures, different experiences, and to see and meet and network with other teenagers that are working for the Islamic cause. For example, we have a person called Enes, a young volunteer studying history, interested in Roman history. For example, if he finds a cheap ticket to Rome, he's going to get excited. He's going to buy the ticket. He gets his backpack with his books, and he has an excited heart. But behind that excitement, there's an anxiety too. In Rome, how can he stay in a hotel or somewhere else for one night for 50 euros? He cannot. So the goal here is to ensure he meets with other volunteers of other NGOs. Now our app works with 3 pillars, with the project commission. And how does that commission work? It's going to bring NGOs, leading NGOs of Islamic world together, and they are going to be accredited by the project commission. So if there is a volunteer or NGO in the program, they need to be trustworthy, which is ensured by the commission. After that, the NGOs are going to enroll their workers, and they are going to put their houses, or if they have other facilities, other resources, they are going to register them to the app. And the most important part here is the volunteers. Volunteers are going to apply or register to the app. And let's give the example of Enes. He's going to enter the name of Rome, and then he will see many other vacant places, dorms of NGOs or similar places where he can stay for the night. Another important part here that you can call NGO representatives. They try to look at the calendars. They don't know about the process, so it takes a lot of time. But with this app, you can just control it on your own, so it's going to equalize the memory among NGOs. They're going to have a common memory, common knowledge of their capabilities. Of course, budget here is a significant aspect. If you want to stay somewhere, you need a lot of budget. So accommodation is a serious expense for people visiting other places, and we try to minimize that through this app. You can access many NGO facilities, NGO accommodation places through the app, which is going to foster solidarity, cooperation, collaboration that stands on mutual trust and mutual respect. And it also allows volunteering movements to go all over the world, and experience is also going to be shared among different NGO members. And when we look at the results, these NGOs are not working individually, but they will be to work. They will be working together, collaborating and inspiring each other. This is not an utopical idea, but it's also going to be getting its momentum through the field, through the experience, and people are going to learn about the hospitality of different NGOs, and the dynamism of volunteers is going to foster collaboration. So when we have a volunteer wanting to visit some place or going on an adventure, on a journey, with a heart full of hope, they are going to be feeling more comfortable and more going to be feeling at ease.
Evet, çok teşekkür ediyoruz bu sunumları için.
Thank you for this great presentation. The fifth group, the Sari team, is invited to the stage now. Hava Karakoç, Chair in Environmental Engineering, fourth year students. This is Zeynep from Bahçeşehir University, Political Science. Hanife Yılmaz, Anadolu University, International Relations Department. Hilanur Küçük, Yıldız Technical University, Math Engineering. So we are actually focusing on these four aspects of sustainable development goals, focusing on sustainable agriculture approaches, Islamic ones. So Fusilet 41.6 says, don't cause destruction on earth. That's what we are getting our inspiration from. We focus on respect to environment and nature, food security, preventing waste, etc. Here is our mission and vision. Our mission is to incentivize people to do sustainable agriculture, to ensure the continuity of urban agricultural processes, and we also want to convey this knowledge to others. We also want to instill with people sustainability and zero waste principles. These are the main aspects of our project. You see, urban agriculture, vertical agriculture, is an important aspect of urban agriculture, and these are some of the other areas that we focus on in this project. These are the four main issues that is addressed by our project. Lacking aspects in education, research, security, good food security, and agriculture issues are some of them. So these are our solutions. We want to implement land allocation for people for vertical farming. And we also have an international internship program. So a similar project is actually currently applied in countries like US and Singapore. So we also want to send exchange students to those places so that we can learn from them. Also, our interns are also aimed to receive training and consultancy. So in animal husbandry, we know that the government currently has some supporting incentives, both animal support and also land support. We believe that the government can help us similarly in this project for land allocation and also equipment allocation for usage in this project. So this is our business model. So we plan to have digital applications, education and certification. and also starting the production process with the help of our consultants. People can do this kind of vertical farming in their own buildings that they might have, or in the buildings that are allocated and given by the government. So this is a SWOT analysis that we did. We have a lot of strengths, such as water and energy efficiency. We're not dependent to the earth, the ground. We can actually produce more in a specific area when it's vertical rather than horizontal. In produces like tomato and lettuce, you can actually get much more return in a vertical farming. We know that we are an earthquake country, also in a conflict zone, since we are close to Middle East. So there are also these kinds of risks. But in vertical farming, in situations like disasters, earthquake, or conflict, our agricultural products will not be affected. And in vertical farming, water usage is also less, so you save on energy and water. We reduce the pesticide usage to a minimum level. Currently, the pesticide usage is 90%. Pesticides is a problem that we face, but in the vertical farming, you can actually reduce pesticides usage, and this ensures our food security. Our main stakeholders include local administrations, ministries, and other government institutions. This is a prototype. This is done by individuals at the Istanbul shopping mall in the car park. They are actually doing this vertical farming, and they actually produce about 200 tons of plants a year. And they can actually sell these products to supporting restaurants, and this way they facilitate individual income. This kind of project also allows individuals to take part in that sense as well. And if this project is implemented, this is how it is going to look like in an urban setting, just as an example. Thank you very much. So next team, I am going to invite the next team. So dear guests, we will also be here for the closing ceremony afterwards. Keep that in mind. So with that said, I invite the next team, Symphony. Good evening. This is Beyza Tepeyurt, psychologist, consultant. This is Melda Nur Aksu, science historian. This is Süheyda Yılmaz, a clinical psychologist. Hello, this is Fazilet Alçık. I'm a philosophy PhD candidate. Hello and welcome. Thank you for still being here at this late hour and listening to us. Our team is called Symphony, a symphony. This is our team. My name is Fazilet. You now know all us. So we are coming from different backgrounds. And we ourselves also make up a symphony to solve the same issue. Our issue is the same, and we worked on this issue together. This is the idea of our project. It's actually a sad story. A Syrian high school student called our Vakıf Foundation to apply, but he actually said because he is from Syria, he couldn't apply to a lot of institutions, and she actually asked us if being a Syrian is an issue for us. And we were actually really sad to hear, and we said, of course, that's not going to be a problem. She came with her mother to meet with us. They actually, they almost cried. They said they were being bullied. They said they had to hide that they are Syrians. And they actually asked us to hide the fact that they are Syrians. And we were really sad to see that. And we actually realized a lot of students, high school students, do peer bullying, peer pressure, and also use hate speech and do racist activities towards these communities. And we decided that we want to do something about it. So this is a general issue, unfortunately. Our research showed that, especially in the last 5 years, hate speech increased significantly with the refugee situation. So according to Media Hate Speech Watch, in 2019, they actually identified 1,575 different examples of hate speech on 46 different media outlets, mostly targeted towards Syrians. So we set the Syrian students as our target audience, high school students, because high school students are going through a very critical stage in their lives. We chose 10 pilot high schools. We picked the 14 to 18-year-olds, and we actually want to assign mentors to these groups of students, 10 of them in a group. And mentors are Muslim students coming from various locations from the Islamic world. These are students who came to study in Turkey. And we want to basically bring these two groups together for this mentorship effort. So at first, before bringing our students together with mentors, we actually established a small experience center in our foundation, and we designed labs that look like these images. One of them was a room with mirrors where people could see each other. In another one, we have another science history lab, and in another example is going to be about Islamic arts. So students will go to these locations, have a shared experience, and realize how similar we are already. And then we want to bring students together with mentors. They will do various activities together, and at the end of the year, we will do this event. We call it the festival, where different people from different backgrounds come together and they take part in this festival with contests and awards. If it was a symposium or a workshop, it would be more official, but we thought a festival would be more applicable for high school students. These are our stakeholders: Yunus Emre Institute and Türkiye Marif Foundation are international ones. So we will ask for their support. And Harmony is also another institution, another project that does serious work against hate speech. We want to get their support. And Esselam is another foundation that works in African region. We will ask their help when it comes to working with African continent. This is our timeline. In the first and second months, we want to pair and match the students and mentors. We will do scaling work. We will work with schools. And on the third month, we will facilitate lab work. People can come together and basically warm up. And around third and fourth months, we want to bring together mentors and students for the work. So between fourth and eighth months, we will actually come together to eat, including Ramazan iftars in these unofficial settings, where they will be working on things and coming up with projects. And at the end of the year, as I mentioned, we will have a festival. And after the 10th month, we want to send these students to other countries where they can volunteer and travel. And at the end, we will upload everything in a video form to YouTube. Thank you very much for listening. Thank you very much.
Emeğinize, ağzınıza sağlık ama o bize lazım. Evet, çok teşekkür ederiz. Evet, sıradaki takımımızla devam ediyoruz. Süre de tabii bir faktör. Jürimiz bunu da göz önünde bulunduruyor. Atlas takımını...
Next team is Atlas. Hello, this is Betül Şeker from Istanbul University, master students, religious philosophy. This is Beyza Tuca, Istanbul University, master's student. Hello, from Marmara University, sociology department graduate. Hello, this is Betül. We together designed a game called Traverse. We actually focused on various issues while creating this game. Our issue was that we believed that young people didn't really connect with Islamic artwork, Islamic art, and we want to change that. Secondly, in this digitalizing world, we actually realize there's a lack of any games that takes Muslim youth as target audience. So what about our goals? Our goal is to help Our goal is to take these young people to a journey through playing a game. This way, we also want them to get to know a cultural Islamic artwork and go into a cultural journey. And thanks to the group play or individual solo play options, we want to also incentivize socializing. One of the important things about our game is that the thing about it is that this can be scaled wherever you are in the world, Endülüs, Samarkand, or Istanbul, or Mardin. It doesn't matter. When you first open up the game, the game will show you different routes depending on your location. And these routes are going to be a learning opportunity. In these locations that we go to, they will see 3D footage, bird's eye view footage, or certain footage not accessible online about the pieces. And we will also have before and after footage of the art pieces using augmented reality. In this game, there is also a mission and reward structure. Many of us have visited Süleymaniye Mosque, but there are few important details about the architectural aspect of the mosque. Or we know that there is a figure of an owl built into the mosque. For example, we may ask the people playing the game to take a photograph of the owl and upload it to win and earn points. We have certain awards and titles awarded, given to the different ranks given to the players depending on their experience in the game. We want to do this with our stakeholders. Firstly, in the Istanbul zone, ministries like culture and arts, culture and tourism ministry could be one of the stakeholders, or other local administrations, including municipalities. We can also cooperate with institutions such as Beltur and also museums. In terms of advantages and disadvantages of our project, in terms of disadvantage, we actually talked with engineers in terms of design. How long will it take to design this kind of game? And they actually said it will take up to 2 years. And we think this could be a global project, so we want to collaborate with other international universities or NGOs, Islamic NGOs or academic institutions. We want to agree with those kinds of NGOs and institutions to make this project global, but again, the game design is going to take time, and that's a disadvantage. In terms of pros and advantages of our app, we looked it up and we actually realized there are a lot of travel apps or games similar to this, but when it comes to Muslim and Islamic focused apps, there's nothing similar to this, so it might be useful. And if we can help with something like this, and if we can do something like this, we think we can raise awareness and increase solidarity among the Ummah in general. Thank you. Thank you. Now the 8th team will be coming up, and then we will listen to the last team. Journey is invited to the stage. This is Amine Gülareleri, second year psychology student at Boğaziçi University. This is Beyza, psychology second year student at Boğaziçi University. Hello and welcome. This is Zeynep Dilara, Boğaziçi University Sociology Department, first year student. Welcome again. The name of our project is Journey, also known as Universal Muslim Travel Map. Our aim is to actually help Muslims around the world in accordance with Islamic sensitivities to make their journeys around the world easier in terms of food and also cultural activities. This is a recommendation app to Muslim travelers. Our focus was on user experience and also being able to access local Muslim communities. Our story actually started at a cafe we went to together in Üsküdar. We were actually looking at this painting. We are all social scientists, social science students, so we actually focus a lot on Ummah awareness. So this painting was our starting point. So our content is made up of 4 different parts. We have the map section first of all. In the map, we can see the Islamic centers, mosques, and also Islamic restaurants and accommodation centers that are in close proximity to you. There we also have a guide on halal food. We have detailed filters provided. For example, we have people sensitivities. For example, some people they don't consume alcohol, but they can go into a restaurant where alcohol is served, while others don't consume and won't go to a restaurant that alcohol is served. So we have filters, very detailed filters to facilitate all that. We want to basically establish Muslim-friendly locations. And we want this project to be long-term. And we also have male and female filters as well. Also accommodation services depending on Muslim belief or not. And on the long term, we want to do collaborations where people can earn financial income as well. Accommodation centers can earn from it. So lastly, we have Islamic and local activities, a very important category. Safety is really important. For Islamic activities, we set up 2 different calendars. On this calendar, we will add Islamic activities coming up. Our aim is when a Muslim goes to a place that they don't know, they will get the chance to make use of this app to find Muslim communities or make Muslim friends. We also want to bring them together with NGOs to give them a safe space. Also, when it comes to local activities, again, we focused on safety. Those people who go on the app, after they register, they will be able to organize events such as festivals. Festivals or cultural activities. Of course, our team will check if the events that they're proposing is applicable for Islamic sensitivities. They will be added to the calendar. So what makes us different from similar applications? First of all, we have websites like Helal Booking, but where they're limited is they're focusing on accommodation. In Japan, for example, there's a website called Navito, again giving us support for restaurants and accommodation centers, but only in Japan. Then they don't provide any service for Ummah activities. So we want to do this global, and we also focus on Ummah building. So that's what separates us. We also want to work with accredited institutions to increase our credibility. Our user experience team will be made up of locals. This way we will proceed with caution. And people will be able to directly choose locations depending on their sensitivities. Another issue for us was that would our families give us permission to use these kinds of apps? So we actually want to use platforms like YouTube and Instagram to explain ourselves, what kind of a project this is and what our sensitivities are. This way we also want to earn the trust of families. And on Instagram, we want to attract the attention of young people and also help with Muslim activities. Marketing is the most important aspect. We will be doing that. Thank you very much. This is all.
Alkışlarınızla
Our last
devam
theme
ediyoruz.
is
Kardeşlerimizi sahneye alıyoruz.
Solidar.
Herkese merhaba. İsmim
Hello everyone, this is Mihriban,
Sosyoloji bölümü yüksek
studying
öğrencisiyim.
master studying at Yıldız Teknik University on Sociology. This is I'm from Marmara University,
İsmim Mücahit.
auditing and licensing. Hello, this is
İstanbul
Mujahid,
Yüksek lisans çalışmalarına devam ediyorum psikoloji alanında.
working
Aynı
currently in
zamanda
psychology
Erkek Ergenlik
at
Örgütü Derneği'nde
in Istanbul.
gençlik koordinatörü olarak
Also working as a youth coordinator in our association.
gençlikle ilgilenen çalışmalar yapıyorum. Orada koordinatör olarak görev yapıyorum.
Thank you.
Tebrik ediyoruz. Teşekkür ediyoruz.
Hello everyone again.
Programın temaları içerisinde
So under the themes of the program, we focus on youth engagement and youth leadership, and we started this Insha YouthNet project. And it's a global network where young educators will be coming together. So this is our team. We are coming from different backgrounds, different fields. We focus on religious education studies aimed at youth. So we decided that there was a need for a global network for educators working in these fields. So our main issue was that, and our main idea is that this is aimed towards the younger people who work with children when it comes to religious education. Here, on a platform like this, we wanted to bring inexperienced educators with more experienced ones. This way they could get access to educational material and also help with local becoming global. This is basically the deficiency that we identified. There aren't a lot of programs for young educators to learn and develop themselves. What we can do is basically build an extensive educational material library, archive. And I said we also want to include more and more mentors. Also, internationally, there are good examples from different projects, and we realize that they are not as widespread. We want to make them more widespread. For solutions, we want to build an extensive solidarity network. We want to be available on digital platforms, also in face-to-face efforts. We want to do matching, pairing. For example, a student who just graduated from high school can actually, let's say he wants to or she wants to organize educational programs for younger students, children. Of course, this person has to go through certain formation, certain education and certifications, and this person will require a professional team to help her guide, help her with how to proceed. So the mentors will provide mentorship and training to young educators. We also want to do a material archive, both physical and digital educational material archive, both design new material and also organize the existing one. Also we want to do this digitally. We of course want to do local and also international cultural exchanges and collaborations between different cultures. These are going to be our stakeholders, young educators first of all, secondly the mentors who will be supporting them, third platform managers, fourth content creators who will actually create the content, educational content required for something like this, and also lastly sponsors and supporters. Our aim is to reach religious educators aged 18 to 30. We want to do online and also face-to-face educational activities. In addition to online educational activities, we also want to do face-to-face meetups, local workshops, maybe also international conferences in the future. This is the timeline of the project. First stage, of course, getting together the project team, getting and building the digital platform and testing it, and also identifying first participants and mentors. In the second stage includes first mentor sessions, local workshops and seminars, and also uploading educational material to the digital platform. Third stage includes activities to make this more international, sharing good examples and increasing international participation, and also make this kind of project available in English-speaking countries. Also in the upcoming stages, 2 years after the project started, we also want to do regular checks, audits, and also get active in Arabic-speaking countries. This is our project. Thank you very much.
I want to thank our youth for their efforts, for their labors, hard labor. And when we're listening to their presentations, we see some commonalities and some differences. And I see that the youth wants to go international. They want to, and they also want mentorships. They need guides that are going to facilitate the path they have in their futures, and they also need the investors to help them with this project. That is going to make these things easier. And of course, as a reward, they are going to receive monetary reward, as well as a trip to Bosna, as well as iPads through our sponsors' help. And we had such a collaboration. These three awards are going to be like the winner is going to choose whatever award they want, and then the first runner-up is going to choose whatever they want, and the third runner-up is going to take what's left. That's the idea out of it. Of course, everyone may have different needs. Because of that, they may pick and choose different awards. Now our judges have been evaluating, and while doing that, we are going to continue with our closing ceremony. And of course, our jury has to evaluate the projects on their YouTube or on the website application too, and they have many criteria to deliberate. And now we invite some people who have put a lot of effort in this program to make the closing remarks. Afterwards, we are going to get the results from our judge. We have three important names. First, I want to thank Istanbul Forum Administration Chairman Dr. Ahmet Köroğlu, the Executive Board Member of Istanbul. Hello everyone again. How are we a bureau? You know, there is a song, one side of us is very sad while the other side can be happy. We are happy because we have such a program, and we have the rightful honor, rightful pride of finishing this program. But we also are sad because we built many friendships, many things that we carry to our lives. Of course, tomorrow we are going to wake up with lots of WhatsApp notification from the people who we have met from here. Of course, as the days pass by, the notifications will be less and less, and we have that sadness. But we know that the work has not done. We know that there are three main categories of this organization. So we have the preparedness, the cognitive side, which is three part of this project, and then the second part is this project coming together. But the most important part here is to realize this. So we have 1/3 of the project left. So we haven't finished yet, and we are going to continue our work. I here represent many boards of Istanbul Forum. I came here to give my gratitude, but there are many people I can thank individually, but of course I can't remember all of the names. So to represent these people, I want to thank Cihannuma Association Chairman Roza Yorulmaz. Why? Because he led the board, he guided us, he motivated us. When we wanted to postpone things, he said that we should keep pushing, and I want to thank him because of that. And I also want to thank our boards with Şener Kızılca. I want to thank the science board, executive board, administration board, many people, and I want to thank all of you for your motivations. They were like almost secretaries checking on what we were doing. They were like managers, managing many things. I was excited, I was anxious sometimes, but they were such a relief to me. So I want to thank him for his labor too. And of course, we have the science board chairman, Ebrahim Halil Ülcer Hocam. We see many concepts like knowledge, will, and order. There was this background. He was the architect of this structure with the executive board. So he has the ownership of the scientific part of this organization. As an executive board member, I'm not going to thank myself, but there are many friends like Meryem Çapul Hoca. So we have many subgroups like Futurist or some other groups. I want to thank all of the executive board. There were press members, media, communication organization, lots of groups, lots of sweat, blood, and tears. And I also want to thank the background heroes. Ayaz Asadov also deserves my thanks because in the executive process he helped me. He was such a great help in those processes. I want to thank you all for your contribution, participation, and for your efforts. Thank you very much. I want to thank you for your kind remarks. Now we are going to ask Cihannuma Association General Director of last period to make his remarks. The General President Mustafa Şenay is going to give his remarks. Thank you. I didn't know that I would need to make a speech. This was a surprise for me too. I'm going to give you a surprise too. So I want to thank our General President, our professors, scholars, participants, guests, thank you all. In the history of Cihannuma, this is a pivotal moment. Now we had Cihannuma before this and Cihannuma after this, so we have a lot of things to do after this pivotal moment.
Kıymetli başkanımıza teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you,
Az öz veciz
distinguished
bu hitaplarından dolayı.
President, for his
Şimdi,
short and sweet
bu
remarks.
organizasyonların,
Now
hepsinin mihmandarı, başı, öncüsü,
we want to
Cihannuma
Cihannuma
Genel Başkanımız Sayın Özel
Association
Yorulmaz'ın
General President,
konuşmalarını yapmak üzere
current General President Özer Yorulmaz, the host, the guide of these events. Selamun Aleyküm to all of you. As Ahmet Köroğlu mentioned, we feel many feelings at once. After 1.5 years of labor, this proud moment is full of emotions. We are happy to have been here for 3 days, and everything exceeded our expectations. It was a lot of beauty, a lot of nice things, and we feel the joy of finishing and the sadness too. I want to touch upon some things, two main things that I want to express. Today, Mahmut Taşit Selçuk talked about Selçuk Bayraktar. So you think that we are the world champion in baklava making, but we could not be world champion in plane making or manufacturing planes? This was a proud moment. And also, Numan Kurtulmuş said, these are the nice days, these are the days that you are going to look back on with happiness, Israel. These are your good days. A lot of bad days are coming to Israel. So, I heard about Futurist project, and I had the chance to see it, and I'm very proud of everyone who put the effort in, and I want to thank you all for your efforts. This also grows our responsibility. I was excited while watching, so we focused on mentorships and internationalization. So these are parts of Cihannuma's principles too. So these the projects found their rightful place. I want to thank you all. When I received the general presidency 3 years ago, I took some notes. For 3 years, the general boards are from working 3-year periods. I had some notes about the upcoming 3 years. I had thought about 3 symposiums. This is the 24th symposium. So we asked for 3. Now we have 24 symposiums. So we also had workshops too. And if we count all of them, maybe we had hundreds of symposiums or other events. And this is the barakah of Allah. And we had 2 important meetings with Halil İbrahim Soy Hoca. To convince him, I fought a lot for 1.5 years almost. Finally, he gave up and he participated in this event with his heart, with his soul, with his efforts. So there is a significant output here. I want to thank Mr. Halil İbrahim for his efforts again. And the second meeting I had was with the High Consultancy Board, Şenal Kızınca. I know that in the 1.5 year, he was very hardworking. He was the person who saved the team, basically. He was the star player. He talked about his responsibilities. He didn't want to take up this responsibility before, but when I told him, either you take up this responsibility and we continue with this project, or you don't and we give up the project all totally, he took up the responsibility. So his added value is very significant. I want to thank Halil İbrahim Üçer and Şeral Kızınca, and let's give them a round of applause. And with that, I want to thank all the other boards, other teams of our existent. I want to thank Şenal abi as well as the Enes Güneyli, who have been participating all the dimensions of this event with media, communication, working day and night, hours of labor here. And Ebu Bekir Ceylan, a brother and a hoca of mine, with his business morality, business ethics. I want to thank him for participating with his heart. And Yusuf Eren, he was the most giving person with the... I was sure that he would gather all of the relevant people here. And I also want to thank Abdullah Zeral, in the head of Istanbul organization with the districts, with Anatolia. Thank you for your efforts. Serdar Akça, although he was not an executive board member, he acted like one and put a lot of effort. And Kemal Tekinbaş, I cannot see him right now. He's always working in the backgrounds, as always. You cannot find him in the forefront. I want to thank him for his efforts in the background that made all the things go smoothly. And also we have a lot of people. Mervan, is he with us? Mervan and Ibrahim, some youth dynamos who work with us, the youth dynamos, the youth power generators. And this was a successful event for us, but the success here is to gather and practice those outputs to real life and to apply them to real life. Of course, we have a lot of responsibility on our shoulders. We need to take these ideas to the practicers, and we need to transfer them to the public as well. I want to thank the General President for his word about a pivotal moment in Cihannuma, a turning point in Cihannuma history. Of course, we are going to continue with the second period with all of you guys. I feel the excitement when I was elected as the president. Now we have a similar pride here, and I hope that these outputs, can be practiced in real life, and in the further work that we do in the future, we exceed this event, we do more, better work, and Allah helps us and guides us in that direction. I want to thank you all for bringing your heart, your soul, and yourself to this. Thank you all, and may Allah be with you. Thank you for your kind words. Now we have the results. Our judges continued their deliberation, and now I'll remind you how the judges scored. There was a blind judgment, meaning they didn't know what other judges pointed for, how the other judges scored other projects. So there was a total, and then the average was taken. So this was an honest and fair judging. I want to thank all of the other friends, and after that we are going to present the runner-ups as well as the winner of this competition. I will invite our teams And I also will invite some of our elders to present the participation certificates to our teams, and one of our teams are going to be awarded a trip to Gaziantep province. With the Baraka project, we invite the team to the stage. And we invite Cahit Ablu to present the participation certificates to the teenagers. Thank you all. Thank you for your efforts. Let's have you take your seats. Of course, we had another offer for our digital teams. We have a company with its platform that brings the projects together with the investments, a bridge. So Mr. Halit is here. You can go to the Startgate company and learn about this further. Now, with the second participation certificate, we have other team, the team Erkan. Let's have them on the floor. Give them a round of applause. And Kemal Tekinbaş is going to present them their certificates. We also gifted a 500 Turkish liras of gift card to buy books, as well as pens to remember this night.
Sırada yine ilk üç dışındaki bir takımımızı Bronet'i sahneye davet ediyoruz.
Now let's have Bronet on the stage to receive their participation certificates. Now, Devran Selçuk is going to present them with their participation certificate.
Çok teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you.
Bir diğer takımımız
Another
Sari
team,
takımını katılım belgelerini almak üzere
Team Sari,
davet ediyoruz.
is going to
Katılım belgelerini
receive their
takdim etmek üzere
certification.
bilim kurulu üyemiz Orhan Koçak hocamızı
Orhan Koçak is going to present them with their certificates.
ediyoruz.
Thank
Milli
you.
kazanım belgelerini almak
And
üzere
for the
Journey takımını alkışlarla
next team,
sahneye davet ediyorum.
Team
Kendilerine-
Journey is invited to the stage to receive their
İstanbul
participation
Jandarma
certificates
Başkanımız
by Istanbul Jandarma
abimizi sahneye davet
President, Mr. Abdullah.
Teşekkür ediyoruz.
Thank you
Yine
very
kazanım
much.
belgesini
We invite
Solidar takımını alkışlarınızla
Team
davet
Solidar
ederken
to receive their
hediyeleri
participation
takdim etmek üzere
certificate
Yürütme Kurulu Başkanı
and their
Ahmet
gifts
Köroğlu'nu sahneye davet ediyorum.
by Ahmet Köroğlu, the head of the chair of executive board.
Alıyor ve yine tamamı
All of the participants receive 500
bilgiyi aynı tekrar paylaşmış oluyor.
gift cards to buy books.
Çok teşekkür ederiz. Şimdi üçüncü
Thank you.
takımı
And now
anons etmek istiyorum.
the second runner-up of the
Ödüllerini
competition.
vermek üzere yönetim kurulu ve
We want to
üyemiz Doçent
invite
Doktor Ceylan hocamızı sahneye davet ediyorum. Yarışmamızın
Associate
üçüncü takımı
Doctor,
Atlas takımı
Professor
oldu.
Doctor Mr. Ceylan. The second runner-up is Team Atlas. They are going to get their participation certificate, but also they are going to contact Mrs. Maryam about their gifts.
Evet, ikinci takımımız. Kendilerine
First runner-up.
Cihan Mimar Derneği Teşkilatlanma Başkanı Yusuf Eren.
Yusuf Eren, the organization
Ve ödüllerini almak üzere
chair of Cihannuma by Yusuf Eren is going to present Nizam Fasıl with their gifts. Now the winner of the competition, they already know who they are. We invite the chair of the administrative board, Celal and Yılmaz Yorulmaz, to present the gifts. The winner is the Team Symphony. Let's give them a round of applause. We congratulate our sisters for their work. The Symphony of the Ummah, we are at the end of Istanbul Forum, and I want to thank all of the participants as well as everyone who has put the effort in. We are ending the night here. Don't forget to follow our social media accounts and share your experience here. I wish you all a good night.